My question is, what is toxic?
Sometimes I just come up with ideas and I know how they're going to go. Love it. You can give us a definition, right?
I'm going to read, this is from the American Heritage Dictionary, and it says, of relating to or caused by a toxin or other poison, a toxic condition. Okay, number 2, capable of causing injury or death, especially by chemical means, poisonous, toxic industrial waste. Number 3, extremely risky or harmful as a debt for which the borrower is in default and the collateral has lost so much value that its sale cannot cover the amount of the loan. B, causing social tension or unpleasantness.
Social tension or unpleasantness.
Yes. Shall we see what dictionary.com says?
Let's see it.
Because I think that might give us a different
definition.
Yes, for toxic. Let's see. Toxic. Okay, so the British definition is of relating to or caused by a toxin or poisonous, harmful or deadly. And then 3, of a financial asset likely to cause significant loss to the holder.
I didn't even know that about the financial.
Okay, the American one says, American definition says, of pertaining to, affected with, or caused by a toxin or poison, acting as or having the effect of a poisonous, a toxic drug, causing unpleasant feelings, harmful or malicious, toxic criticism, a toxic boyfriend who wanted complete control over her. And then finance, pertaining to or noting debt that will probably not be repaid, pertaining to or noting a financial instrument or other asset that has no value or an unknown value because there is no market for it. I don't know how environments are toxic. My question.
So, there is something I've been seeing a lot of this week on LinkedIn. And it just made my brain go, what is happening here? I've just been hearing about toxic workplaces, toxic bosses, toxic cultures. Whew, everything's been toxic. And I'm not even joking, Nicole. I've probably seen 50 articles in the past 7 days about toxic workplaces. 50. I didn't read all of them because I have a job.
Yes. You got other things to do.
But I was honestly blown away.
So my question is, what is toxic?
Sometimes I just come up with ideas and I know how they're going to go. Love it. You can give us a definition, right?
I'm going to read, this is from the American Heritage Dictionary, and it says, of relating to or caused by a toxin or other poison, a toxic condition. Okay, number 2, capable of causing injury or death, especially by chemical means, poisonous, toxic industrial waste. Number 3, extremely risky or harmful as a debt for which the borrower is in default and the collateral has lost so much value that its sale cannot cover the amount of the loan. 3B, causing social tension or unpleasantness.
Social tension or unpleasantness.
Yes. Shall we see what dictionary.com says?
Let's see it.
Because I think that might give us a different
definition.
Yes, for toxic. Let's see. Toxic. Okay, so the British definition is of relating to or caused by a toxin or poisonous, harmful or deadly. And then 3, of a financial asset likely to cause significant loss to the holder.
Damn, I didn't even know that about the financial thing.
Okay, the American one says, American definition says, of pertaining to, affected with, or caused by a toxin or poison, acting as or having the effect of a poisonous, a toxic drug, causing unpleasant feelings, harmful or malicious, toxic criticism, a toxic boyfriend who wanted complete control over her,
Mm-hmm.
and then finance, pertaining to or noting debt that will probably not be repaid, pertaining to or noting a financial instrument or other asset that has no value or an unknown value because there is no market for it. I don't know how environments are toxic. Given those definitions,
3 minutes in, we just blew the whole episode up.
because their toxic environment or toxic workplace, are there chemicals in there?
I'm wondering. People are using poisonous words. The words I speak are poisonous. And so I'll give you the sort of things that I've seen online around
Mhm.
toxic workplaces. So it's things like bullying in the workplace. It is not receiving recognition for work that gets done. It is things like micromanaging. It is there's something else that I saw, but I can't remember it right now. But it's those types. It's not even I don't even see anything around like discrimination specifically, but like it's those types of things that people are referencing as toxic workplaces. And I thought about this, right? I mean, you've worked in different businesses, you've worked with different businesses, business owners, things like
Mhm.
that. Was it like this before? I mean, in the work,
If you take bullying,
yeah,
for as long as I've known, there has been bullying. When you were at school, was there bullying?
big time.
In the 1950s, was there bullying?
I wasn't there, but I imagine so.
Are there movies about bullying?
Oh yeah, they've been documenting bullying for the longest time.
Have there been, I use the word racial bullying
Yes,
for how many thousands of years?
centuries, millennia, maybe. I don't know what that means, but yes. Because you're just using words that we don't know what they mean anyway.
So, like, bullying is something that's not new.
No,
It's been around for a long time.
has been.
Okay, people are just now talking about it and they're getting an understanding of what it is.
Mm.
But it's something that's always been there. Okay, micromanaging.
Yes.
I mean, I would imagine that's been around for a long time. How long have you had a teacher telling you what to do?
100%. You've been micromanaged since you entered school.
You had parents that told you what to do. You had
Actually, you're micromanaged since birth.
correct.
Now you're upset about it.
Micromanaging is something that's been around for a long time. There's all of these things that I don't think are new. I think people are looking at new words to bring them to light, because if someone says, "Oh, there's bullying in the workplace," everyone goes, "Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
I've experienced that for years."
So this is where my next question comes in, right? Because I feel like right now we're at a stage of generational worlds colliding. You have the baby boomers.
Mhm.
Don't know what generation that is, but that's what they called. Then you have the millennials and you have Gen Z.
Mhm.
Baby boomers have been said to, this is what you just said there. This is how it's always been. What are you complaining about? This is the workplace.
Yep.
This is work. Then you had millennials who came in and said, but should it be like this though? Then you had Gen Z who came in and said, no, not happening to me.
Yeah.
And those clashes, I feel, have now basically exploded on social media. And I feel like there's a misunderstanding of it. This is just my take.
So I'll use this. This is going to be very controversial, but that's okay. So if you take somebody that is now, I don't know, Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen whatever,
All the gens,
all
yes.
the gens and a millennial and whatever, and they're now buying into this whole transgender. I'm going to be
I identify as
a rabbit. Okay, now, or I'm transgender. Okay, let's just keep it simple.
Yes.
Transgender. Okay, I'm transgender. I'm, I don't know, a female and I dress like a male and I am, okay. You go into a workplace of corporate, and I do not understand how they will not be micromanaging, how they will not be bullying, how they will not be all these things, because you have got somebody who's bringing all their new rules
Interesting.
into a culture that has been there for years. And now your trans people are saying, you need to conform to what I want. And you've got companies like, let's say, I don't know, what's a company that's been around for centuries? Okay, we'll go with Gilbert and Oka. The All Blacks have been around for centuries.
Yeah. Centuries.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to take a trans person into the All Blacks and the All Blacks are going to be okay with that?
No. That's just
their rules, their culture, everything that they do goes, and this trans person is going, well, you need to, it's not my fault that I wasn't, I don't know, trained how to play rugby.
Yeah.
So now you need to take me on as a rugby player.
No, I don't have to do anything.
That is exactly what, and I know that's like people go, oh, that will never happen. Like, don't be stupid. Like, that's taking it to the extreme. But that is what is happening in corporates. You're getting these, and I say these people, and please, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not trying to make this. But what happens is we're getting these Gen Z, Gen Y people coming in saying, no, you can't do that. You have to change the rules for me. And you've got these multi-billion-dollar companies that are going, no way in hell are we changing the rules for you because our culture is X. You will wear a suit. You will have your hair done nice. You won't have tattoos and ear piercings all over your face because that is not our culture. That is not how we operate. And Gen Z, Gen Y, these youngsters that are coming in and getting offended because now they've got tattoos and now they're not being employed. But if they are employed, they create a toxic space in a culture that works well. And they want to come in and change the culture and they want everyone to do what they say. But yet that is toxic to the culture that has been created. And now they're going, well, now I need all these health benefits. I need a sick day. I need a personal day because, everyone's bullying me. Well, they're going to because you do not fit their culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to be trans or you want to be somebody that has all these tattoos, and go do that.
Yes.
But don't go into a culture that's been established and been around for 100 years and tell that culture they need to change to fit you. And that's where there's all these, I guess, wrong ideas of what toxic is.
Yeah.
Because people are going, but I can't deal with this.
The pressure.
Pressure's too much. No, that's what you were employed to do. And the person before you did that.
Yep.
And the person before them had 3 times as much pressure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is something I learned from, I went to an event many, many years ago. And it was an educational psychologist. And one of the things she said was, one of the most important things to teach your children is that life is not fair. And it's something that stuck with me. I don't remember anything else she said in the 2 hours I listened to her speak, but I just remember that there was like 10 things you have to teach your children. But I remember that because there is so much truth to that. Because when COVID happened, life was not fair.
That wasn't fair.
Because there were people that were not sick that were forced to stay at home.
Yeah.
That was not fair.
No.
Life is not fair. Okay. And I mean, like with everything that's happening in South Africa at the moment, people being displaced, and you hear these stories of people that have been living in South Africa for 20 years and their kids have grown up in South Africa and now their children have married South Africans. And because the family's from Malawi, now they have to go back to Malawi. And now the family is being separated because
you need not documents.
Some of them are South Africans, and some of them are Zimbabweans or Malawians or whatever they are. And now families are being separated. Well, that's not fair.
It's not.
But guess what?
That's not fair.
It's happening anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Life's not fair.
Yeah, it's happening anyway.
And that's where it's understanding that cultures are designed to protect the environment.
Mhm.
So if we go back to the All Blacks and the culture that has been created, part of their culture is they do the haka.
Yes.
Now, if you have an issue with doing the haka, don't get involved in their culture.
Stay away.
They see that as a right, and they see it as it is something they are proud of, is the haka.
Mm.
I mean, can you imagine doing the haka?
Half-hearted.
Like,
No, get out of here. What are you doing?
it's disrespectful to a nation.
Well, it's disrespectful to a culture. It's disrespectful to a people.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so this is where it's so, I say, controversial in terms of now you've got a Gen Z that comes in and they've got tattoos and ear piercings and they're going, it's not fair, that company won't hire me. But the company won't hire you because if you come in there, you're going to get bullied. You're going to get.
Ooh, so it's almost like a sense of we know how this is. We understand our culture so much and so well that we know how this is going to play out, and we don't want to have to go through it.
Correct. And I mean, if you've got a big corporate, none of them are coming to mind at the moment, but if you have a big insurance company,
Yeah,
that their culture is suits and ties,
yes,
and you have to have your hair done a certain way, and they now employ some Gen Z, Gen Y who's got tattoos and ear piercings and comes to the interview in, I don't know,
flip-flops,
baggy jeans,
the
and
most
t-shirt.
comfortable. Yeah,
and they're like, well, we're not going to employ you. And that person's going, well, why not? Because you don't fit in with our culture.
Mm.
And then it becomes a bigger issue. And I say this is such a controversial topic because people have used race as an issue.
Yes.
Instead of culture.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is where all the confusion comes in, is because now it's because I'm black, but you don't. It's been correct. It's been mislabeled. It's not that you're black. It's the culture of our organization. And I think people have used the wrong terminology to say things. And, so many things today I think have been, it's gender, it's this, it's that. And please don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is that.
For sure.
Okay.
That exists.
It exists. It's the world. Life is not fair.
Yes.
Okay. But there are many times where it's culture.
Yeah, it is actually.
And culture says you wear a suit and a tie and you do your hair a certain way. You wear certain shoes because we know that works and our clients trust a suit, hair. So it's not about, our clients are not going to buy from somebody with tattoos and ear piercings. So in order to protect our company, we're not going to employ you.
And you just end up creating toxicity, not just in the business, but also now with the client.
Correct. So that toxic space becomes even worse because now the guy that's got the tattoos and the ear piercings and body piercings or whatever is not performing. Well, of course he's not performing because no client's going to buy from him.
Yeah. Because we used to your guys' culture. Your guys' cultures, I've always seen the suits and tie guys. They come, they sell me your product, and I buy. I've been a client with you for 3 years. Now you brought in this new thing. Sure, sorry. I don't mean thing as in person. I mean thing as in you bringing in this new culture. And we're going, wait, but our culture is very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very damn it, I can't see. Rub off on me.
So let's put it this way. How many of you out there would go to a doctor that is dressed in baggy jeans and a t-shirt and rapper shoes, looks like a rapper with gold chains around his neck, ear piercings, and a cap sideways. How many of you would go to a doctor like that? There are many people who would.
Yeah.
Okay. But there are also many people who won't.
Yes. There's something for everybody.
There is something for everybody. Okay. Now, why won't you go to a doctor who's dressed like a rapper?
Because I'm, in all honesty, you chose a great profession. I'm kind of like, I don't think I can take you seriously.
Correct.
I can take a rapper seriously because that's your job, because you rap for a living. But your job is to heal me and make me better. I don't think you take this seriously.
Correct. You don't trust the person.
Yeah.
Just like if you had an accountant that was dressed like a rapper, you're going to entrust all your money with gold chains around their neck.
That's an even better one. What you doing with my money?
Okay.
Nah, I'm not trusting you. I'm sorry.
And this is where it's understanding there is a reason why people have certain cultures.
Oh, man.
Because it creates trust, it creates credibility, it creates a whole bunch of things. Now, I'm not by any means saying that there are no accountants should dress like a rapper, because
hey, if that's your clientele,
by all means,
yeah, I mean,
go and dress like that.
If you are the accountant or the doctor to rappers and they are comfortable with you dressing like that, guess what? You've got your client, you know your audience, so work with it.
Correct.
Instead of trying to get, how dare you, Nicole, not come to me because of just like a rapper.
100%. And that's the problem, is people are like, oh, you don't like rappers and you don't like, and blah, 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 blah. And it actually has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the culture that's been created.
Yeah.
And so if you understand, you put somebody, like you put a rapper in a doctor's outfit, it's going to create a toxic environment. Why? Because patients are going to start complaining. Like if I rocked up to see my doctor and suddenly he's dressed as a rapper.
Well, I mean, even let's just take it to your profession as a processor, in person or online, and you pop up and, you know, the person, your new client pops up and you gold chains and cap.
But even if I'm now a different scenario, I'm a health coach. Okay. And I am overweight. I've got baggy clothes. My hair's not brushed.
Oh, no, that's okay.
I'm not wearing makeup. Who's going to follow me as a health coach?
I will not. I mean, funny enough, you probably will get people.
There will be people that, please don't get me wrong, there will always be people, because there are some people that are overweight and they are comfortable with an overweight coach. And that's fine.
And you're not going to, I know you're not going to push me because you're not pushing yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and this is where it's so important to understand what you do creates trust with people. If you are not doing what you coach, teach, say, it's going to create conflict somewhere. Because if I'm a health coach and I'm overweight and I don't brush my hair and blah, 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 and I can coach my client to a certain point, but I will never coach my client to being wherever their ideal is, if it is more than what I've been.
Yes, makes sense. I got you fully.
Okay. And that is the problem, is that people have these ideas of just because you said it, you must know. And I can tell you now, that is not the case.
No.
Because just because I've said I've been on a surfboard and faced whales before. And I've had whales go through under my surfboard. And you know what? I survived and I was fine. So I can give you a surfing lesson.
Cool, man. How long have you been surfing?
No, not long.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. But I appreciate that. But no, I'm good.
But also the irony of when you bail for the first time.
What do we do?
What do we do?
Well, not even that, because I mean,
how am I going to coach you through getting up? How am I going to coach you through the emotional stress of it? How am I going to coach you through?
How are you going to coach me when there's a shark?
Correct.
Because whales fine. Whales are not aggressive by nature. But what happens when I see a shark? Because you told me you saw whales. You didn't tell me about the shark part. Because they're also in the ocean.
But it's understanding that experience is often more valuable than knowledge.
Yeah, for sure.
And okay, I'm going to change that.
Ah,
Experience is more valuable than information. Okay, information is I saw a shark.
yes.
Okay, knowledge is I've experienced a shark and I know what to do and I know how emotional it is.
Okay. I like that
Okay.
change. Yeah.
Because most people today have information and they are sprouting information. They do not have knowledge. They do not know about it in its entirety. They think they know because they have pieces of it. And again, I use this example, the World Cup. How many coaches do we have, or umpires, or referees?
All of them. Everyone.
And yet people have no idea of the process. And I mean, I use this, I'm working with a couple of athletes. And I mean, one of the athletes has just changed a significant thing in what they're doing.
Yep.
And their expectation is that they will come in the top 10. Okay. Now, previously, their expectation was that they would come in the top 2. Okay.
Damn.
Now, because of the changes they've made, their expectation as the athlete is they're going to be in the top 10. Why? Because the changes are significant and it is going to take them time to get used to it.
Okay.
Now they're going to go out and they're going to do their thing, and the public is going to go, oh, they're having an off day. Oh,
Struggling.
they're so bad.
They're
Oh, they're
struggling.
struggling. What's happened to them? Oh, they have
falling off.
no idea.
Yeah.
Not understanding that athlete's goal is not this competition. That athlete's goal is
The competition is just a starting point.
the competition is a place for them to test what they've implemented.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. The new changes, the
and
new.
to find out how much more they still need to change and implement.
Damn.
Okay. And that's where sometimes I think, when you have information, you don't understand the process that people go through to change. I mean, if you learned that this is black, okay, this is blue, and somebody comes along and says, this is white, and this is turquoise. It takes a lot to teach your brain that this is now turquoise, to change it, because every time you're going to go, it's turquoise. It takes a lot to unlearn something.
It does.
And
damn,
it's understanding that, and I don't know how we got here from toxic, but
oh no, this is great.
But it's just understanding that, yes, it's challenging. Life is not fair, and you do not always have the full picture. And if I go back to the toxic thing, you do not have the full picture. If you are dressed as a rapper trying to get a job at an insurance company where they only wear suits and ties.
No, and you know why this is why I think this is so good, because what I feel we've done is we've taken that word toxic and went, these are the different areas where you can apply this thing, but you have no understanding of what this thing actually truly is, because everybody's been saying it, right? Because everybody's saying, oh, mental health, let's talk about mental health. So because everybody's saying toxic workplace, but you don't truly understand what a toxic workplace is.
So what is making it toxic?
Yeah.
Okay, and why? And understand you may be the reason that it's toxic.
Oh, 100%. Because you have people who turn around and say, yeah, my boss put so much pressure on me and he's so toxic. And then I turn around and I go, okay, but imagine the pressure that your boss is actually feeling. Let's just say it's a small owned business, and everything is on the line with him. It ends with him. Imagine the pressure he can't go to the bank and say, you're being toxic because you want to take my house. What are you talking about? There's pressure there, right?
Well, we can't walk down the streets of Joburg and say you're being toxic because you're kicking people out of their homes.
It's toxic behavior. That's we get punched in the mouth. What are you talking about? Tell me about being toxic. And I mean, there's so many different layers to this toxic thing, right? And I was thinking about it. That's why I used that bank example. But like, think about a company that has shareholders. The boss at the top, but he's essentially has bosses.
Correct.
And
And you don't have any concept of who, what, where, when. So I use this example, and this is just something random. So let's say I have a gym.
yeah.
Okay. And my gym is not making money.
Mhm.
Okay. But every week I come to work in brand new shoes.
Yeah.
Okay. But my company's not making money.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and my employees are looking at my new shoes going, where are you getting your new shoes from?
Mhm.
Of course, you just ripping us off.
Your life is good.
You can afford to go and buy new shoes every week.
Yep.
Okay. But did anybody ask me where did my new shoes come from?
No, I just saw them. I assumed, and that's it.
Okay. So what you may not know is that I have an uncle who owns
A shoe company, and
a
I'm
shoe
promoting the
company.
shoes.
And every time there's new shoes, because he knows I own
A gym.
a gym, he gives me a pair of new shoes.
Yep.
Okay. So now I have all these new shoes in my cupboard at home, and I'll wear them, a different pair every week. And so some of them are 5 years old, but I
barely wear them.
They look brand new, and I arrive and but the perception is you're spending all our money and you won't pay us.
Yep. Toxic.
And that creates toxicity because people are upset and frustrated and irritated because they're not getting paid enough.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have the full
picture. And I think that's, man, it's so weird. Sometimes I feel like I want to be on the side of employees, and then there's episodes like this where I'm like, I genuinely feel that's one of the biggest problems that we have in workplaces is that, and I'm not saying this about all workplaces, but some workplaces, I think people just don't have the full picture.
Well, you take finances.
Yep.
Money.
Yes.
The average person today does not understand money.
No.
They do not understand how it works.
Nope.
And I mean, something as simple as every expense must generate an income.
Yes.
Okay.
Must.
It must generate an income in your business. If it's not generating an income, there's a problem.
Yeah. It's a toxic expense.
Correct. So I'll use this example. Cell phone.
Yep.
What income does it create? Because it's an expense.
Yeah, it's a contract. It's on a contract, for example, and you pay it monthly.
I have to pay money out every single month. Well, what's the income? Well, the income is I can phone my clients, I can close deals, I can cold call, I can follow up with clients, I can get orders delivered. That expense of my phone will create an income
to cover the expense.
To cover the expense.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So now I'm going to use something else like have we got a fancy?
Well,
we don't have any fancy pens here, but let's just say this is a super fancy, I don't know.
I'm going to do the Trump thing and talk about a pen for an hour. Didn't see that video. I'll tell you about it later. Keep going.
Okay. But now this is a super fancy pen.
Yeah.
Okay. So now is this pen creating an income?
No.
Well, have you asked me what I use it for?
Well, what do you use the pen for?
So I use this pen to write on the whiteboard to measure my numbers.
Okay.
So now, if I'm not measuring my numbers, I'm not
You're aware of your numbers.
I'm not aware of my numbers. So technically this pen creates an income.
Okay.
Because it allows
it helps you to
track my numbers. But now if I take this red pen, this is a super fancy pen.
Got you.
Okay. And well, I don't know if I really need this pen, but it's super nice.
Love the pen.
And I like it.
Yes.
Okay. So now I really want this pen. Okay. So now, and this is the problem is most people go, I really want the pen, so I'm going to buy the pen. But what is the income?
There isn't. The income is it makes me feel nice.
The income is it makes me feel nice.
Yep.
Which is fine, but do I have the financial ability
to feel nice?
To feel nice right now?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I do and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Most people will buy the pen because it makes them feel good.
That's it. And then complain a week later as to, damn it, I don't have any money. But you're not going to think about the pen that made you feel nice that you bought that you shouldn't have bought.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what people do in business. I need a new printer. Okay. So, and this is where Robert Kiyosaki says, well, he wanted I don't know, was it a yellow
The yellow Ferrari. Yeah.
He wanted the yellow Ferrari, and his wife said, well, when you generate enough assets to cover the cost of the Ferrari, then you can have the Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
What did he go do? He went and bought a
block of flats.
He bought a block of flats that covered the cost. I say covered the cost. It generated enough income to cover
the Ferrari,
the yellow Ferrari or the red pen.
Mm.
So now he can justify, I've got an asset that covers the cost.
Yeah.
But most people don't think like that. They just go, this pen feels nice. So that is where I say people do not understand money.
Mm.
They do not understand that, you know, and it's taking it to the extreme. So yes, I need a truck to get my employees to and from work and blah, blah, blah. But then what income are you creating with that truck? What is the perception around that truck? If you rock up at a house in Sandton with a dilapidated truck that's falling apart and stuck together with duct tape, chances are
it's not going to generate you anything.
It's not going to generate you any income.
Yeah.
For that market
Mm-hmm.
in Sandton. But, you know, it may generate you income somewhere else. Now you can say it's toxic that the people in Sandton.
How dare they judge me by my book of my cover? That stupid saying.
Correct. However, if you understand, it's a perception.
Yeah, first thing.
And that is what you need to understand when you start looking at money, when you start looking at things, because if you do not understand people's perceptions and you do not understand culture, it is going to create toxicity wherever you are.
Yeah, because I mean, that perception could be that. I mean, the perception that you may have is, oh, my boss is an asshole. But he just may be having a bad day that day. But then you go for the whole week, he's toxic. You convince yourself that he's toxic because he yelled at you because you didn't deliver on the thing that you delivered on. But if I was to turn around and say, well, where have you been toxic in this workplace? You wouldn't be able to. How? I haven't been toxic. Me. I come to work on time every day. I deliver on everything. It's so funny how employees think that they are the most perfect people on the planet. And I include myself in that. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, I don't understand why I am getting told I'm not delivering. Look at that thing there that I delivered on. But don't worry about the other 7 that I didn't deliver on. Those aren't important. Nicole's being toxic again, trying to hold me accountable.
and this is where you need to have an understanding of the bigger picture.
Fully agree. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up and get cancelled?
This has just been fascinating. Perceptions are fascinating, and you can just look yourself. Okay, so there's all these marches happening in South Africa at the moment. Okay, predominantly the color of the people is one color. Okay. Now, if you see somebody who is a different color standing at the front of one of those marches, what goes through your head? And I say that because that is a perfect example of perception when people have no idea of the bigger picture.
Damn. Just made me think there. What would I think? Honestly, my perception would be, what the heck is going on here?
Like, why is there a ex-colored person standing at the front?
Is everyone else seeing that guy?
Like,
can you see him? He's real.
Correct, right?
It will catch me off guard.
But and somebody else is going, yay, it's so cool.
Inclusion.
And it's inclusion, and it's this, and it's that, and it's like, I don't know if I agree with it.
What's at play here?
But it's a perfect example of perceptions, because people will immediately go, what the?
Immediately.
It doesn't matter who you are, and you have no concept of what is happening around, whether he's been paid to be there, whether he's volunteered to be there, whether he wants to be there. We have no concept.
Yeah.
but yet we will make judgments based on our perception. And that is the same in every instance in working environments. We don't look at the bigger picture.
No. Why would I want to look at the bigger picture when my picture is just fine?
I can focus on that.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week on the Uncovering Greatness podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.